are with a preview of Season 4 of Semiosis 101. Each season has 20 episodes around a semiotic theme. Season 1 was the Semiosis Box of Tricks. Season 2 focused on a semiotic Rosetta Stone. Season 3 then built on the theory to apply it to encode semiotic sign action. What will Season 4's semiotic theme be? Watch and get your head around applying semiotics. Well, here we are at the 4th season of Semiosis 101. I am Dave Wood, a design educator and researcher. I've been publishing Semiosis 101 episodes to help designers and illustrators to understand and apply pragmatic semiotic theory in your work. Why do I do this? Well, I have worked as a freelance illustrator and designer before I became an educator. If pushed, I would describe myself as a visual communicator. I became fascinated with how to answer a brief and visually communicate richer meaning in a smarter way. I had always heard of semiotics, but as soon as I tried to read about the subject and apply the theory, things fell down. Semiotics is not a single theory, and the language used to explain it is either through a linguistic lens or obtuse. So, Semiosis 101 was born. In these seasons, I theme ways to explain a single pragmatic and practical semiotic theory in a designer and illustrator-centric way. This theory is Charles Sanders Peirce's semiotic sign action, semiosis. Check out Season 1 videos to find out the difference between Peircean and Saussurean semiotic theories. Season 1 set the case for the semiosis box of tricks. Season 2 framed the need to apply semiotic theory to enhance visual communication through a semiotic Rosetta Stone metaphor. Last season's theme, which was just concluded, focused on encoding semiotic sign action. In Season 3, I unpacked more of Peirce's theory in designer-centric ways to demonstrate that as creatives, we have always been working semiotically. We have just not been aware and not understanding how to apply it with more success. In Season 4, the theme will be a semiotic frame of mind. What I mean by this is that if, as I argue, designers and illustrators have always been working semiotically in some capacity, how do we do it better? Back in episode 317, I framed Peirce's semiotic sign action power through 3 lenses of perception, representation, and delivery. This triadic interrelationship is key to understanding pragmatic semiotic communication. As designers and illustrators, we are always visually communicating something to someone. So, in Season 4, we will play a game of 20 questions. Each episode will answer a specific question on applying semiotics. This is about gaining knowledge to develop your own semiotic frame of mind. Applying semiosis in your ideation stages of sketching first needs a lateral step in understanding that semiotics is natural. These 20 Season 4 questions will be grouped into 6 sub-themes, which will help you step your way toward a new semiotic frame of mind. Season 4's first 3 episodes prepare you to form a semiotic frame of mind. The questions each episode addresses under this theme will be 4.1. How do creators visually communicate this? The this in this question being whatever you need to visually communicate. 4.2. How can creators clearly convey visual meaning? In which we will quickly explore the semiosis box of tricks. 4.3. How can creators make a mindset change advantageous? You'll be surprised by how a small change in thinking opens up semiotics to you. These questions will put you in a good place to then see how Peirce's semiotic sign action, semiosis, can be applied to existing creative practice. That is the emphasis, existing creative practice. Semiosis 101 intends for illustrators and designers to be enhanced with semiosis, rather than telling you to unlearn the skill you have. So in this spirit, the next sub-theme will focus on semiotic sign actioneers. In other words, how you creators proactively embed semiotic sign action into your existing practice. You went to design school, you learned to illustrate and design. You may be working as an illustrator or designer right now. So from the next 3 questions, you will discover how second order thinking and semiosis help you to enhance your existing creative practice. Yes, in Season 4, I have taken a semantic turn in which I will demonstrate that Semiosis employs second order thinking to improve our ability to visually communicate. This is contrary to how some designers see semiotics. To demonstrate how a small change in designers and illustrators' perspectives to what semiotics, semiosis, can do, I will answer the following questions. 4.4. How will our creativity benefit from audience perceptions? Yes, change your creative perspective through your audience's perspective. 4.5. How can creators' ideas be improved by the logic of design? We see how the logic of design is your semiotic friend. 4.6. How can creators help their audience to visually interpret meaning? With a new, small, micro semiotic awareness, your audience can be hooked. It is now at this stage of the micro decisions during ideation that Peirce's semiotic theory can accelerate your creative choices in visual meaning bearing. Therefore, the next sub-theme of questions focuses on simple things, the lowest level of semiotic communication. The initial things you already sketch when starting any new creative project. We will then be in a position to begin delving into some semiotic fundamentals, which separate Peirce's semiosis from the more widely known linguistic-based semiology. Semiosis, semiotic sign action, directly involves the interpreter, the audience. Semiology, signified, is dyadic. However, semiosis is triadic. In designer-centric terms and context, Peirce's semiosis happens between the client, the creative, and the audience at a macro level. So there will be 3 episodes preparing your creative mind to this by focusing on simply things as micro semiotic interrelationships. 4.7. How can creators help audiences to commit their attention? Yes, audiences and designers are in a looping semiotic relationship. 4.8. How do creatives hook more audience awareness? Creatives can semiotically enhance how audiences visually engage. 4.9. How do creatives use audience imagination to convey meaning? Things can be your semiotic meaning-bearing allies. Then you will be ready for the audiences. The next 4 episodes sort of flips the conversation from the creative to the audience's mindset. It is crucial to consider who you design or illustrate for. By understanding the audience's cultural cues will help you to work both laterally and embrace second order thinking. So, to help you reframe your own semiotic mindset, we will take some time to look for semiotic cultural cues in the audience. The 4 questions I will use are: 4.10. How do creators realize meaning is in the eye of the beholder? Culturally, are your visuals communicating what you intend? 4.11. How do ephemeral semiotic qualities help you to visually communicate? Let us go to the edges of perceiving to semiotically strengthen communication. 4.12. How do visual meaning context inform creativity? Understanding the semiotic power across different types of audience. 4.13. How can our creativity be enhanced by other points of view? Breaking first order thinking in your semiotic ideation. Now that we have looked at the mindsets of both creatives and audiences, I will be ready to mix metaphors and pull my way through another 4 episodes around the sub-theme of a semiotic Trojan horse. We will saddle up, and ride this theme, across the range, of possible ways to hide meaning-bearing semiotic signs in plain sight to enhance visual communication. 4.14. How can creators avoid second-guessing what audiences understand? Visual communication semiotically hitching a ride to facilitate meaning. 4.15. How can creatives semiotically communicate complex messages? Semiotically clarifying complexity through effective sign action. 4.16. How can creative messaging be semiotically mediated to an audience? The audience already knows stuff, so we have a semiotic shorthand. 4.17. How can creativity be enhanced by engaging our audience's intuition? That looks like this enigma. So Later in the year, we will reach the end of Season 4 and be able to summarise how, with Peirce's Semiosis and Semiosis 101, we have been creatively crafting a semiotic mindset in you creatives. The final 3 questions will be, for 18, how can you creatives strengthen your meaning-bearing impact, the crafting of a semiotic mindset? For 19, how can semiosis change a creative's mindset? Small, simple changes lead to fresh, positive impacts. For 20, how far have you semiotically reframed your creativity? A review of how far you have changed your creative mindset. Remember to subscribe to Semiosis 101 on YouTube to be notified when the next free episode is published, or become a Semiosis 101 producer on Patreon and watch all of the episodes months ahead of YouTube, plus other exclusive content and gifts. Hint, hint. See you all again for the next Semiosis 101 episode. Semiosis 101 is unique in helping illustrators and designers to semiotically enhance your visual communication skills. One designer-centric semiotic video at a time. Remember to hit subscribe to be notified when the next episode hits.